No youth group, no Sunday mornings, isolation, quarantine. All this and so much more on Truth Talks. Welcome to the first ever episode of Truth Talks. We are so excited that this is something we get to do. I get to do. For those who don't know where I am right now, I am sitting here on the stage at Southern Lakes Church. Some of you maybe had the opportunity to watch some of the little preview videos from last week leading up to Sunday, and we did some of those right here, and this is just crazy. I never thought that this would be something I even got able to do, was able to do, had the opportunity to be here, to be able to talk with you guys through the internet. I've been watching YouTube videos. You guys, I'm sure, many of you watch YouTube videos on a regular basis, and I watch all this production stuff and all this super cool stuff, and I've never even had the opportunity really at the time. It takes a lot of time. To be able to put in to make this stuff happen. But I was like, you know what? This is such a great opportunity. Put a little time, put a little effort in, and deliver to you guys something hopefully that's fun, that you enjoy, that you hopefully get something out of too. This is Truth Talk, so we're going to talk about truth. And that's going to be biblical, absolutely. We're going to be spending some time in the Bible toward the tail end of each episode. But we're also going to be talking about just the truth of what's going on. For those who don't know, we've been in a little bit of a chaos and a little bit of a unprecedented time, as they say. So crazy. People are being told to stay home. Schools are closed. Churches are closed. Grocery stores are running out of stuff. Everything from produce to tissues and toilet paper. I know that's a big one, big thing to talk about. But everything is gone. And what are we to do with this? How are we to respond? How are we to be the church amidst these crazy times? So this Truth Talk is really kind of an intro, as well as just a big encouragement to all of us that this is not the end. It could be. Biblically, there's always talk of the end times and all that. Maybe some of you have heard some of that stuff out there, or maybe you've heard, this is the end of the world and all this. We don't really know. All we know is that God has called us to live the life He's given us, and this is a part of our life, whether we want it or we don't want it. This is where we are. So what to do about it? Well, I specifically have been missing you guys. I'll just say that. This is different for me. My life and my week has been greatly changed. Basically from Monday through Friday, I don't even know what to do. Everything is upended. I mean, we're preparing some content and some sermons and worship things and all of that, but I don't get to meet with people like I had done in the past. So I've missed seeing you guys on Wednesday nights, GenerationT. I've missed it. I've missed seeing the worship team on Thursday nights as we prepare to lead on Sunday. All of this stuff is just so different for me. And I know a lot of the other youth leaders have been missing you guys as well. One of the things I've been really wanting to kind of incorporate into these Truth Talks is sort of a segment, if you will, where I get to interact with someone else. So one of the other leaders, maybe one of the other people here on staff. I mean, depending on how time and all that works out and what new developments take place over the next couple of weeks or few weeks, I really want to introduce different people. This week, actually, I was able to interact with Jason Chirios. Many of you know him at youth group, GenerationT. He's one of our senior high guy leaders. Jason also works with New Leaf Construction. That's his company. He does remodels. He does all kinds of stuff. I actually had the opportunity to work with him at one point. And I actually had the opportunity to talk with him and be a part of his world a little bit this week. And I'm going to have a little segment now I call Friend Zone. Hey, Generation T, we are here at one of Jason Chirios' job sites. I'm looking at it right now. I'm going to kind of pan over so you can see his truck. Look at that. And we are actually having the opportunity, believe it or not, to go in, and he's going to show us a little bit about what has been going on here at his job site. So here we go. We're going into the house. Where are we? Hi, Jason.
Josiah.
How's it going?
Good to see you, buddy.
Can you say hi to the people at Generation T?
Are these Generation Ters watching?
Well, I hope so. I mean,
Gen T.
we could have anyone watching right now.
I miss you guys so much. I miss you.
We miss you.
Hey, thanks for stopping by my job site, guys.
So what do we got going on here? Are we in a bath? Ooh.
Yeah.
Right? Should I leave? You need to go to the
you
bathroom.
gotta knock first when you come into a bathroom.
Sorry. Okay, coming on in.
Come on in.
Whoa, this is cool.
It's not quite finished, but we're putting on the bow today, finishing her up.
Whoa, really, really cool. And the shower. Gotta love a shower. So you're finishing up today, Sarah?
Yep, so we built this bathroom. This was not here before, but we built it so that the master suite would have a master bathroom. So this is the bedroom.
Oh, this is the bedroom, okay.
Bathroom.
That carpet is so soft. I just got to walk on it.
Nice.
It is so nice.
Nice and smooth.
And you look like such a carpenter. You got the flannel on. Very, very cool.
Okay.
All right.
Can I show you something though?
That'd be awesome.
Okay, so we got to put this doorknob on right here.
Okay.
See how it's missing?
Oh, okay. That's not good.
Come follow me for a second.
Okay, sounds good. Going through the house on a mission to find, I think, a door handle.
So look, here's a door handle. You guys have seen these, right? You probably take them for granted how they go in, but it's really easy. Right?
Okay. Yeah, I see
that. So we're gonna put one of those in over here.
We'll have to ask the question. I wonder if anyone's ever put on a door handle before.
Yeah.
For those who haven't, this is gonna be awesome.
I'll tell you what, if any of you guys have like door handles at home that aren't working, and now you could replace them and totally impress your parents.
Oh, that's a great idea.
It would be pretty awesome.
Woo.
Okay, so here's the new one. A little fancier than the other one.
Ooh, that is fancy.
Pull this bad boy out first. Okay, this is the part that goes inside the door. Here, come over here, Josiah.
All right, gotta get a better angle.
Yeah, you got a good shot here. So this guy slips right in here. We're gonna take these pieces off for this application. Some other time you may use these, but not this time.
Okay.
Okay, now we're gonna put this on here. Just like that.
Okay.
She slides in. I think.
Your big head's in the way,
Okay.
man.
So we're gonna use a little tapper to go right
a little
like
tap.
that.
That was a big tap.
Big tap.
Big tap. Wow.
Okay. And this guy goes right in here. I'm really making this too easy. You guys are gonna like not appreciate what I do because this really looks pretty easy.
You're doing it so fast.
Well,
You're just so talented.
if I was ready, I would have opened this bag first. But that's okay.
You can open it with your teeth. What are you doing over there? I can't see.
So then we're putting in these two screws.
Oh, okay.
See, it's real easy.
With your hand or with your mouth or what do you
We're
use?
gonna do this as soon as we
Oh, a drill.
get it
That
in
makes
there
sense.
first. But you gotta kind of start it with your fingers first,
Right.
because you don't want to cross thread the screws.
That'd be terrible. No cross threading.
Just till it grabs it. You don't want to over tighten it now.
No over tightening.
No over tightening. Okay. You can kind of see it's coming together already, huh?
Very much.
Two screws.
2 screws. Is it really this easy?
It's this easy.
And you make it look way too easy. I feel like
Look.
I would put it on backwards and upside down.
This. Oh, I should have pointed that out. The important part is the locking, the button.
Oh.
That goes on the inside.
Oh, that's really important.
Because you want to be able to lock people out.
Rather than lock
you
people in.
Okay, that's important. I'm glad you asked.
So, there's nothing wrong with getting locked in the bathroom.
So then there's one more part here.
Okay.
This is an advanced move now.
Oh.
Sorry.
This is an advanced move.
Okay.
Guys, this is a pro move right here. We gotta know the pro move.
You
All right,
gotta
what do you
put
got?
this in here. This is the catch.
Oh no.
The catch. Okay.
There's always a catch.
Check out this drill bit. See this thing? It's like a 2-piece.
Whoa.
So it centers it. Did you guys see that ball?
It
It centers the hole right
time.
there. Every time.
What?
Every time.
What?
You can borrow that anytime you want, Josiah.
Oh man, I think I might need it.
Anytime
I live in an apartment though, so I think if I'm putting holes in walls, it's kind of against the rules.
There we go.
That is cool though.
One more. Just like that.
What?
Let's see if it works.
Let's see.
Sometimes it needs some adjustment, but we'll see. Oh, that's good living there.
Oh my goodness. One take? Are you kidding me?
That's it. That's it.
That's crazy.
So what else is going on? Everything else good?
Everything else is good, man. Hey, so we talked earlier and you said about something about someone getting a free t-shirt?
Everybody loves a free t-shirt, right? Who
Yes.
doesn't love a free t-shirt,
Everyone
right?
loves a
So,
free t-shirt.
I mean, they're nothing fancy, but I got one of these on, right?
Ooh, awesome.
And Josiah's got a hoodie on.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
rocking
gonna
a
pass it
hoodie.
to you for just 1
Yep,
second.
yep,
Here
yep.
you go.
Oh, that's a nice looking hoodie.
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
Okay. So here's the deal. You guys take a picture or a video of you doing something with your whole family that's building related, right? So maybe you're putting on a new one of these somewhere. Maybe you're, I don't know, building something in your living room. Maybe it's Legos. Maybe it's a puzzle, something,
Ooh, that's
right?
what
And then
we-
you're gonna take that thing and you're gonna post it to where, Josiah?
Facebook.
Facebook.
GenerationT Facebook page.
Okay, if you're the first one to do that.
Or email you. You can also email it to me.
If you're the first one to do that, Josiah's gonna hook you up with a New Leaf t-shirt.
Awesome.
Okay?
Perfect.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, any last words for our Generation T'ers before I let you go?
I miss you guys. Can't wait to see you on another Wednesday night soon. We're thinking about you. We're praying for you. Yeah, just really, really encouraged to see you guys soon. And I'm encouraged to think about how you're using this time wisely and improving yourselves and doing all sorts of cool opportunities that you wouldn't have otherwise. So really excited to hear about all those. All right?
Awesome.
See you
awesome.
later.
Thanks, Jason. See you later. One of the things I love to do when I'm bored or I just have way too much time on my hands is to write songs. I really love it. Sometimes it's for a very specific purpose. Sometimes it's just for fun. Silly songs or real songs or kids songs or anything like that. And so I thought it'd be so much fun to incorporate my songwriting and just music into Truth Talks. And so this segment I like to call Songs with Saya. This is called the Quarantine Song. This is the Quarantine Song. I really hope it doesn't last too long. Why won't this COVID thing just go away so we can all hang out and play? This is the Quarantine Song. And something about not going to prom and not going out to the movies or out to dinner or out to the mall or going bowling or really anywhere at all. This is the Quarantine Song. I really hope it doesn't last too long. But even if it does, what can I do but love and live the way God wants me to, right? So in this quarantine time, let's show the world that we are more than fine. We've got God's peace and hope to keep us strong. May this be our quarantine song. So on a serious note, and not that last verse was serious, and it's something I want us to all be thinking about. But on a serious note, this has been really hard for so many people. I have not dealt with the half of it, the third of it, the eighth of it, of what others are going through around the nation, around the world. But I certainly have felt the boredom. I have felt the being cooped upness. I'm sure a lot of you guys are dealing with, and really in the waiting of asking the question, what's next? What's going to happen? How are we supposed to deal with this right now? Pastor Ken, our lead pastor here at Southern Lakes Church, on Sunday had preached this message, or been posted to our YouTube on Sunday, and it's all about that, being patient, having hope, and knowing that God's got this. And he kind of brought this whole analogy and illustration at the beginning about making lemonade, right? When life gives you lemons, this whole thing is kind of one big lemon. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to use it? How are you going to respond? And it's called making lemonade. There's actually a little clip right here in the video, just showing a little bit of it. But it's actually available right here on our YouTube channel that we have, Southern Lakes Church YouTube channel, and you can access that if you haven't already. Some of you have already listened to it with your families on Sunday, but if you haven't, listen to it again. Watch it and be encouraged with his message. I'm going to take things a little different direction, and this is sort of the lesson segment of Truth Talks, and I want to share with you what I believe God has been teaching me, and something just through hearing people's stories and what people are going through, and just interacting with different folks. In the book of Romans, so we're going to jump into Scripture a little bit. In the book of Romans, which is written by the Apostle Paul, I've mentioned Paul many times in my talks at GenerationT. We talk a lot about Paul. Paul wrote significant portions of the New Testament, and he's a great encourager. He has great theology, and he's able to teach us as we read what he wrote to people a long time ago. And so the book of Romans, he's speaking to the Romans, of course, and this is what he says. So I'm gonna read it, and I'm just gonna read a portion of this, and then we're gonna talk about it. So stick with me. It'll show up right there on the screen, so you can read along with me. So this is what he writes in Romans. Love must be sincere. Hate what is evil, cling to what is good. Be devoted to one another in love, honor one another above yourselves. Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor, serving the Lord. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be proud, but be willing to associate with people of low position. Do not be conceited. And he continues, do not repay anyone evil for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everyone. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, that's really important, and I emphasize that, I bolded that. As far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Overcome evil with good. I love that whole passage. I encourage you to read that and read that in your own Bible. Highlight it. I think there's so much there for us to be thinking about right now. One of the things that I noticed kind of early on in that is this little sentence right here. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. I think that's like just those three little commands, little encouraging, applicable pushes from Paul to say, hey, you have hope. First of all, you have hope. What is your hope? Well, our hope is not in this world, folks. Our hope is not in this life. All of us will die, whether it be the COVID-19 virus or whether it be cancer at some point later in life, or, and again, I'm speaking to students here primarily, so that's, many of you probably aren't dealing with that right now, but maybe you have loved ones who have. That's the nature of life. Everyone is born into this world and eventually leave this world. The question is, what's the hope? What's the hope that we have? The hope that we have is that this life is not all there is. Our hope is that we, in knowing Jesus Christ, in knowing the forgiveness that he gives us, in him paying for our sin and us accepting his salvation for our sin, his payment for our sin, we can be made right with him and ultimately spend an eternity with him. We're not living for today. We're living for the future that he has for us. So we are to be faithful. And I love that. Be joyful in hope. That's a hope. So no matter what's going on around us, our world, our economy, God is in control, and God has brought us hope in his Son. That is first and foremost. I love what else he says. Patient in affliction. This is an affliction. I know it might not seem like that. It's not like someone's hitting you, right? But there's an affliction going on. People are being hurt by this thing, whether it be the virus itself or just the implications of it and how people are told to stay home and people have been laid off of work and people are asking questions and it's hard and it's stressful. Be patient. And Ken did a great job on Sunday talking about that. What does it mean to be patient? For one thing, it's trusting that God's in control. I know you hear that a lot. I'm sure you've seen 1,000 Facebook posts about that. You've seen so many different people putting out little pictures on Instagram about that. God is in control. God is in control. What does that mean? What does that mean? Well, first of all, it means that we're not. That's really important. We're not in control. I can't control the COVID-19 virus. I have no way of doing that. And I sometimes wish I could. Maybe I don't want that kind of power. But I can't. I have to just do what I can. And knowing that God is in control is not being stupid. It's not just like, oh, I'm just going to do whatever and know that he's just going to make it all work. We need to be wise. Scripture teaches us about being wise and being good stewards of what we have and stewards of our bodies and all of those things. But more importantly, when we talk about God's control, we talk about this reality that we need to trust him. We need to trust him, and we need to trust what his word has said, what his word has promised. We need to know that it's not about this world. And so thus we can be patient. We can be patient and know that he's in control and that he has a plan. So no matter the affliction, we can be patient. And I love that last part, faithful in prayer. Faithful in prayer. I think one of the most powerful things we can do, especially now, all of our walk with the Lord, but especially now, is pray. Pray for ourselves. Pray for our families. Pray for the economy. Pray that whatever happens, ultimately God gets the glory, right? That we're able to handle it. I think that's one of the biggest prayers that I've been praying is just give me the wisdom to know what to do and how to best walk this road, walk this journey. Because I don't always know, especially right now. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. And a lot of people don't. And God is God is faithful. God is providing. God is taking care of us. But a lot of questions. Pray. Pray for your families. Pray for your friends. One of the other things I kind of want to mention, this whole passage talks about living in a harmony with one another. And as it says toward the end of that is, as far as it depends on you. As far as it depends on you. My mom used to tell me, she said, Josiah, you can't control what other people are doing or how they're acting or reacting or what they're saying. All you can control is how you handle things, how you speak, how you live, how you act. And that is so profound, and it's my mother's words are very, very wise. The world, a lot of people are responding in a very different way. Different pieces, different families, different individuals are handling this a lot of different ways. Some people are going into depression. Some people are just freaking out, or they're in fear. They don't know what to do. I can't handle that. Some people are getting angry with other people. I think one of the craziest things, some of us are so used to being brought into other places in our world. We're brought into schools. We're brought into our workplace. We're brought into social gatherings of all kind outside of our families. And so for some of us, seeing our families for even 2-3 hours a day is a lot. And we're not really used to living so close, so connected. And now so many families have been forced to be real close. Sometimes in the church, when we think about loving others, we're thinking of those other people outside those walls, right? We're thinking about our friends at school. We're thinking about our teachers. We're thinking about others at church, right? Those other families, those other folks that you interact with. But we often treat those closest to us with a lot less love and a lot less patience and a lot less understanding. And I know right now, being cooped up and being so close together in such tight quarters, I guarantee there's tension rising. My wife and I love my wife a lot. But right now, there's times where we just kind of have to separate a little bit because there's just, where do you go? What do you do? I'm going to get to some of that in just a little bit. But one thing I really want to encourage you to do is love your family well this season. Love your family well. Love your family well. What does that mean? It's so easy to get frustrated. It's so easy to lose your cool when your little brother or your little sister or your older brother, older sister says something to you, or just is annoying, and they're bored, so they're starting to like do stupid things and throw things at you, or run around the house chaotically, or maybe your parents are getting really stressed out with this thing, and so maybe they're a little bit quick to ask you to go somewhere else, or ask you to go play, or ask you to do something different, and let's leave them alone for the time being. And there's these tensions, right? And it's so easy to allow those things to really frustrate you, and allow those things to really annoy you, and then you lash out. You lash out. And so what I want to do right now is I want to give you three little tips of how to love your family well at this time. The first one is to get away. No, wrong. The first one, I got this. The first one is to get outside. To get outside. I don't know where you live. I don't know what you're doing, or in terms of location where you're living, your apartment, your house. But if you have even anywhere you can go outside, whether it be a park locally, we have the Kettle Moraine trails. My wife Faith and I have gone on the trails a lot in the last week, 2 or 3 times. It's been really nice getting outside. Maybe you have a park, again, as I said. Maybe you have a backyard. Maybe you have a front yard. Maybe you just have a driveway. You can set up a lawn chair and just sit and get some vitamin D. Getting outside is going to be really important, especially as this thing becomes a little bit, they keep kind of making more restrictions, right? Saying, no, you got to stay inside. Get outside. You can do that. You can keep your social distancing, but get outside. Don't keep yourself inside. That's my just human advice, but saying that's going to help so much with keeping your emotions level, you just being able to handle those interactions with your families. And that'll love them well, because then when you interact, maybe you won't be as cooped up. You won't maybe lash out, because you'll be able to relax outside. And the next thing is similar, but it's get away. As I said a little earlier, get away. If you feel like, man, I am just losing it, I'm going to lash out, I'm going to say something really unkind to my sister, I'm going to say something really unkind to my mom right now, or I'm going to, whatever, I'm really bored, I'm really annoyed, go away. Go away. This is like a maturity thing, just like as you get older thing, to be honest, and I'll cover that in a second, to be honest and say, you know what, right now I know that I'm not in a good mood. I am in a bad mood. I'm moody. I'm just not going to say anything nice. I'm not going to do anything nice. Take the wisdom and go somewhere else. Go into your room, listen to some music for a little while, read a book, draw something, color something, whatever helps you. Just get away. Get away. Let yourself calm down. Whatever it is, just calm down. It'll keep those connections with your family and that love very much more loving than becoming something where you're lashing out. And the third one is get real. What do I mean by that? This is I consider right now a blessing. I know some people see it as a curse, and there is a lot to be worried about. I get that. There's a lot to be concerned about. But one of the beautiful things I see happening is that whether we like it or not, this is forcing us to be real and interacting with and close to those closest to us, our families, our close friends, remembering the blessing and the gift that they are, and they are. And I know not every family house is a good place to be, and there are some situations that are really, really hard. But I really encourage you, this is a chance to really work on them. This is a chance to really be real and honest with maybe some tension, or maybe there's some anxiety there, or maybe you're not being honest with one another, or maybe you haven't had conversations about things that you really need to talk about. This might be the opportunity you need to do that. And I really encourage you to do that. Be real. And same thing with getting away. Be honest. If you feel like you're getting in a place that you're really just upset and you're really anxious, or you're really just feeling cooped up and you're going to start saying stupid things or doing stupid things, tell your parents, like, Mom and Dad, or Mom, I'm really not feeling very great. I'm just frustrated. I'm going to go sit by myself for a while. Tell them what's going on. Don't just kind of put up a wall and say, well, we're just going to get through this in our own little worlds. Connect, talk, be engaged, and be real. Be real with them. So in closing, as I close up Truth Talks, our first episode of Truth Talks today, I want to let you know just 2 more little application points. Loving others is really hard to do when we're not connected to the source of love. Scripture says that God is love. And one of the biggest things I think we have the opportunity to do, even more than maybe ever before, is connect with God in a very real way. Very real way. What do I mean? Connecting with God is all about saying, I don't have control over my life. God, I need you to help me. I need you to be the source of life, the source of hope, the source of peace, the source of strength. It's having a relationship that's saying, God, I'm dependent upon you. I need you. My worst days in my entire life have been where I didn't do that to start my day, usually. I didn't start my day saying, God, I need you. God, I don't have the strength today. I don't have the wisdom today. I don't know what I need to do today. But I know you do. I know you are in control. I know that you want me to be loving. I know that you want me to care for people. You want me to be a light. You want all those things from me. Give me the tools. Give me the things that I need to be that and ultimately bring you glory, bring you honor. Start your day connecting with God in that way. So when all this stress does happen, and maybe you can't get away, or maybe you can't get outside, or maybe you just really having a hard time being real in those situations, you start your day saying, God, I'm not capable within myself to do this today. Give me the strength. Give me the words. Give me the heart, your heart, that seeks to love the people around me, even if I'm just really done with this whole being cooped up thing, not knowing the answers to big questions thing, all of that. Connect with God. And that's prayer. What I'm talking about there, that's prayer. And it doesn't have to be any specific words. You know, I pray when I'm in the car. I keep my eyes open in that case. I pray when I'm walking through the church. I pray when I'm at home. I pray all this. And it's just being honest with God, letting him be in your life in a real way. That's what prayer is. It's interacting with him. It's talking to him, letting him know what's going on, letting him know your needs, letting him know that you want him to be in your world, be in your life. And he is. But it's so much a part of the walk of a Christian to interact with him that way. I want to just also say this is a great time to connect with God through his word. And again, so many of these things, you're like, I've heard this 1,000 times, Josiah. I know I'm supposed to read my Bible. I know I'm supposed to pray. I know you know. I know you know. And I'm just, more than anything, encouraging you that is the source of hope. That is the source of peace. I encourage you to read the Psalms. There's so much beauty in the Psalms. When David writes, he's always going through these situations where he didn't have the answers, and he was upset. He was frustrated. He was frustrated at God. He was frustrated at other men, other people, and he cried out to God. You can see that dialogue between him and God, and it's amazing. And it is really encouraging. It lets you empathize with David and understand that this is a real thing. This isn't just, we're dealing with this and no one else has ever dealt with things like this. People deal with things like this all the time, and God's word shows us that. The other thing I encourage you to do is read some of Paul's epistles. I mean, we touched Romans today just a little bit. Paul writes so many very important things in all of his letters. A couple that I would really note is Colossians, the book of Colossians, as well as 1st and 2nd Timothy, are both very instructive. How are you as a young person, as a person junior high, senior high, college age, or really everyone, right? I mean, this is applicable to everyone. How are you to act right now? How are you to be? What is God calling you to be? 1 Timothy and 2 Timothy, both specifically about that, because Timothy was younger, and he never really led before, and God had called him to lead, and Paul is telling Timothy, hey, here's some really great ways for you to lead well and honor God in your leadership. Really good stuff. Highly recommend 1st and 2nd Timothy in your time with that. The second thing, connect with God. Once you connect with God, you're going to be able to connect with others a whole lot better. And I encourage you to do that. Connect with others. I am around. I am always available via text. I'm always available on Facebook, via email. If your parents give you the permission as one of the students and you'd like to, you can set up a time. I'm actually in process right now to set up like a Zoom call with a greater group. If they give you permission to be a part of that group, I really encourage you to do that. I'll be sending out information real shortly about what that looks like and how we'll do that. But I want to connect with you guys. Connect with other friends at school. close friends, distant friends even. Let them know that you're still thinking about them. You know, you're apart, but you're still together, right? We're all apart. We're all in our own little worlds in a lot of ways, but we're still connected. Interact with them. Let them know you're thinking about them. Be praying for them. Be praying for our country. Be praying for all those individuals around you, family, friends. Stay connected. Don't take this time to say, I'm going to isolate myself completely and I'm not going to talk to people. I'm just going to, binge watch The Mandalorian. I don't know. Don't do that. Connect with people. Connect with your families. That's when I touched a lot earlier. Connect with your families. Connect with your families. Whatever that takes. Maybe it's coming up with a silly game. It's just a game. It's not a real game, but it's just a silly game you come up with to play with your family. Or maybe you bake or cook something together to get the time going. Maybe you go on a walk as a family. Take out your dogs, or maybe you don't have dogs. Take out your cat. I don't know if that works, but just interact with your family and love them well. Love them well. That's what God would want all of us to do right now, is to love just the way his word tells us to love. And yes, he wants us to love others outside of the walls of our home. But right now, he's given us, I believe, an incredible blessing, an incredible call to love those closest to us amidst this crazy COVID-19 pandemic going on around us. I want to leave you just with this. May God, in his perfect and pure will, provide for and protect you and yours. May that be an encouragement to you. Take care, everybody.
Hey guys, it's Jason again. Hey, I wanted to add something too. I mentioned that I'm really interested to hear what you guys are doing in this time and how you're using it to maybe learn some new things and improve yourselves. That's awesome. That's a big part of it. But even more, I'm interested in hearing what God's doing in your lives. At the end of this thing, coming out the other side, I think God's got a lot of things he wants to teach us. And I'm interested to hear what you think you'd like to see your life look like on the other side of this, changes you want to make, and maybe even more so, what you think God's got in mind for you on the other side of this thing. So I just want you to be thinking about that, and I'd love to hear the answer to those questions. Anyway, thanks, Josiah. Catch you later.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you want to subscribe, you can push the button over here, because then you can keep up to date with all things going on at Southern Lakes Church anytime we post anything, from short videos to full-length sermons. Hope you guys are doing well. Thanks.